Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Let's talk XRP, Ripple, crypto generally, but particularly XRP. It's crushing it. In the title of the thumbnail, I said it's crushing it. What am I talking about? Well, we've got the overall stock market, the main S&P 500, the main index being crushed right now by XRP. Now, where do we go from here? What comes next? Well, let's talk about it on this show right now. We're going to have a live phone in as well. We've got about an hour to be here because we've got to get ready for the Broadcom earnings, which we are covering live tonight. So if you like this information, you can see the studio is very red today. Very, very red indeed because of the overall markets, but XRP is booming when you consider actually the rest of the market. So tap the like button if you'd like to share this message out to the world. That would be great. And consider subscribing to our channel if you would like more content like this. But let me show you, first of all, the state of the S&P 500. Let me show you now over the month. I'm down $14,000. It's one of the worst starts of the year. I've only been doing it 4 years, so I can't say too much, but this is a bad run. Now, it's amplified. I'd actually only be down about 6% this month because I'm in margin, so I've doubled the losses as I double the gains. I'm extremely bullish and I'm very hopeful for the future. It's just very, very difficult right now seeing it go down so much. I've been buying as much as I can. I've used every penny I've got and I'm fully in 100% until I get paid again in a couple of weeks to buy more. I just cannot do any more. I'm fully in. So you can see how much just on today the markets went down. They were down about 5%. So that's 2.5% drop on the S&P. Now, some people say to me, that's not very much. It is because it's been doing that every day now for nearly a month. So it is. Overall, from peak to trough, we were down 8% a few moments ago, 8% in just a couple of weeks. That's a lot on the S&P. Yes, we could crash 25%, but these are very rare occurrences. But look at XRP. The biggest companies in the world are bleeding, but XRP is actually up and doing really well, actually. So why is that? Well, tomorrow we've got a special event. Let me show you what it is. It's this event tomorrow. We're going to cover it live. You asked me to cover this live, so we're going to bring you the best service of this tomorrow. This is the XRP trip to the White House. We're covering this tomorrow. So tell you what I'll do is I'll put this in the chat right now. Let me add this to the chat. You don't want to miss this. This is tomorrow. So here is our event tomorrow. XRP Summit Live. I shall put that there. I shall pin it to the top. So if you want to book your front row seat, we're going to cover that tomorrow, and we're going to be there, and we're going to hear everything that is said at the summit, President Trump and everything else. But I have some concerns, I have some fears, I have some worries. So it's not all. Let me just jiggle my seat. There we go. I wasn't quite in line there. I like to have it dead center. It's not all rosy in the garden, so we need to consider this. We've got a few things to talk about on the show today. So, first of all, I'm going to ask you to take part in a poll. Just put a brand new poll out here. You've got a poll in the chat now, which you can vote on, but this one here is the one that trends on Google. Let me give you the link to our community pages on the homepage of the channel. There you go. I dropped it 3 times in the chat. We just put this out. And the question I'm asking you is, will XRP rally on the crypto summit? We're going to be there live, the Crypto Reserve Summit. Okay, so at the moment, it's brand new. I just put this poll out a few seconds ago. 0 votes. Yes, no, undecided. So It's had 10 seconds so far to work. Let's see what happens after 10 seconds. We've now got a poll of 42 votes. Blimey, that was quick. 42 votes, 76% say yes, it will rally on the summit. Well, we need to be very clear. It just might not do that. We're still waiting for clarification from the SEC. We might have some more information now. I'm going to give it to you in a second. So there you go. Go and vote on the community pages. Already in the first 10 seconds, we had 42 votes. You are very confident. 76% of you say yes, it will rally on the summit. Okay. Well, let's look at a few things and see if your thoughts are justified. Let's have a little look. First of all, we've got this news here to share with you. XRP prediction. Can XRP finally surpass its biggest rival? Or is it stuck in place? XRP prediction is always a hot topic. Will it finally beat its biggest rivals? Or is it just running in circles? Some say XRP is on the brink of a breakout, while others think it's stuck playing catch up. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Give me your thoughts, and if you are a member of the channel, I'll put your thoughts on the screen in a moment. If you do a super chat, it will read it out, and you can have your comment shared on the screen. There is the membership link if you want to become a member. There's my Instagram for all the updates for tomorrow's presentation at the White House. All right, here is the real question. Why wait on uncertain gains when already stacking up, when there are other things stacking up? Well, let's have a look. Current XRP overview. XRP has been a major player in the crypto market for years, but it's finally ready to break past its limits. Let's take a look at where it stands today. Well, we know the current price around 249. We're at 259 right now, showing steady growth in 2025. Market cap for 144.4 billion, making it one of the top cryptos. Trading volume 9.53 billion. Daily trades showing strong activity. All-time high, peaked at 340. And still struggling to reclaim that level. Circulating supply 57.95 billion XRP with a cap supply of 100 billion. So we're just over halfway now of all the XRP to be released. Regulatory status, cleared legal battles, but still facing uncertainty in some regions. Adoption, gaining traction with banks and financial institutions for cross-border payments. Ripple's XRP remains tied to Ripple, which pushes for wider adoption. And XRP predictions, some forecasts expecting 3 to 5 by 2025. We can see $10, while others are more cautious. Risks, heavy reliance on institutions, regulatory risks, and past price stagnation. All of this is true. Now then, we got some news here. XRP news. Is the SEC dropping the case against Ripple? Still no news. They had the meeting, no news. What's going on? There's just nothing coming out of anywhere, and I'm trying my best to bring you the information. Anthony Scaramucci hints that the SEC may have quietly dropped its lawsuit against XRP, sparking major speculation. This is what we were assuming as well. Maybe it's already done. Maybe it will be announced tomorrow. Maybe Trump will announce it tomorrow. It's been kept hush-hush. Well, we'll cover it live tomorrow. And can you imagine if we get that announcement tomorrow? Well, anything's possible. It could happen tomorrow. The White House summit on March 7th will be there, 2 days before my birthday, so it'd be nice if it happens. Could influence XRP regulations, potentially impacting the Ripple SEC case. In recent podcast interview on The Wolf of All Streets, former White House Director of Communications Anthony Scaramucci made a claim that the SEC might have dropped its lawsuit against XRP Ripple. This news has created a buzz in the crypto community, especially after a series of recent events that hint at major developments. Now, we want to be absolutely clear. Other channels on YouTube will try to tell you that to qualify for views and make ad revenue. We won't do that, okay? We're trying to provide the best, most honest information, and when we have verified information, we'll bring it to you. If we don't, we won't. Simple as that. I mean, I'd love to tell you, I really, really would, but we're not going to make it up just to get views. During the podcast, when Scott Melker mentioned the SEC dropping case against Coinbase, Gemini, Consensus, and others, Anthony Scaramucci interrupted and said Ripple twice suggests that the SEC may have already dropped its case against Ripple. While the case between Ripple and the SEC is technically still ongoing, many believe that the lawsuit could be quietly dropped, possibly in favor of a more favorable regulatory environment for XRP. Kind of makes sense, really. If Scaramucci's assertion is true, this could mean substantial gains for XRP holders through confirmation that the SEC is still pending. The news has drawn mixed reactions, especially from Bitcoin maximalists who believe Bitcoin should dominate the crypto space. However, many others see a future where multiple cryptocurrencies, including XRP, can coexist. All right, so that's where we stand right now. Now then, here are some warnings. Before we go on to the warnings for tomorrow, just to calm everybody down, I think it's important just to bring both sides of the conversation. Let's bring everybody into the chat. Let's bring everybody in. So if you want to have a comment, you want to have a voice, if you want to be a member of the channel, you can. You'll notice 98% of our live viewers on a normal show have their badges. They are members of the channel. We have many members-only live streams. We were live all day yesterday. If you weren't a member, you missed it. We were live all day yesterday doing stock reviews of new stocks, new companies, new assets. All day yesterday. We were live for about 6-7 hours yesterday, members only. And then there's members only videos, interviews with CEOs that you miss as well. So consider becoming a member. There's the link in the chat. Let me bring your comments on the screen. Earnings today. Yes. Our members asked for Broadcom earnings. Yesterday they asked for a members only live stream with all of the reviews. Today you have asked for Broadcom earnings. This is the event. We'll be covering this in about an hour. The Broadcom earnings, very, very important to see what happens with Broadcom. This also affects NVIDIA investors, so it'll be a big event, this one. This is happening this afternoon. If you'd like to attend this event, I shall give you the link right now in the chat. The event, if you want to tune into that. Right, so XRP is outperforming the market. I'm down like 13 grand over the last couple of days. It's a very painful few days. Lucas Aids, good morning. Why? Eltian Magro, why what? What is your question? Get your cups of tea ready. It's nearly showtime. I'm loving it. Broadcom, yes, we're covering it. We are going to see major event unfold tomorrow. Yes, we are. We're going to cover it live here on the show. Evening, Martin. Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. Hello, how are you? We are going to see a major event tomorrow. I can't wait to hear the news unfold. Me too. Hello, we'll cover it all live. Good evening, Martin. Always good to hear from you. Love your shows. Mega Blazon, one of our members. Thank you so much indeed. Louis, love your setup. Thank you very much indeed. Would you like a little tour around the studio? There you go. See my new chair, look. This is my new chair bought for me by my Lucas Aids, which is my army. And it's my birthday on Sunday, March the 9th. And they bought me a brand new chair, all silk embroidered on the back and the front. Absolutely amazing with our logo. That's Martin, M for Martin, L for Lucas. United Kingdom and the United States joined because my wife is American. And in between, you can see a microphone, king of the microphone, because I'm a broadcaster and I'm known as the chairman of YouTube, hence the really smart chair. There you go. And the crown on top because I'm from England, which is a royal country. So there you go. That's my chair. So that was bought for me by the Lucas Aids to celebrate my birthday, and I very much appreciate it. It makes my life a lot easier. See this side as well. See, you see the front as well. Absolutely amazing, really amazing chair. Very privileged to have such an amazing chair. XRP will pump tomorrow, but then dump. Well, we don't know. That's why we're having this conversation for tomorrow. Yeah, pump then dump, just like before. I'm invested in XRP, so no pump tomorrow, says Pinhead. That's a good name. And the fourth option, will XRP pump tomorrow, then dump? Good. Known fact that if you invested all in XRP in the past 3 years, you'd outperformed everything else. I don't know how much more catching up it has to do, says Swift Ninja. Trump has no idea what XRP is. If XRP doesn't break the 3 mark tomorrow, consider your position. Bunga, yes, it has nothing better to sell off. XRP, October 17, 27. Or is that the 10th? No, October 17th, 27. I can't really see how we can look that far ahead, really, to be honest with you. I think that's impossible. Woot, said Swift. I remember another time when special people were forced to wear badges. I remember another time when people were forced to wear badges. I have no idea what that means, Avissa. Woot, woot. It was a star then, too. I'm not sure why you're being like that, Vissa. I don't see the sense in that, but there you go. Hello from Finland. Hello to you, Fabrice Pacu. Welcome to you. XRP is crushing it. The ones who bought it at 380. We first bought XRP at 38 cents. Very nice. I'm down 10% at the moment, but I want to drop lower so I can get these discounts. I think it'll go up 290 and then crash the next day, says M Rider. Okay, happy birthday in advance. Thank you much, Tracy. Do you think XRP will pump tonight before the summit or tomorrow? Well, I don't really know at the moment, to be honest. I'd like to say one way or another, but I don't know. I'm sure the meeting is private. Oh yeah, that's dope. Well, I hope to be broadcasting it for you tomorrow. I've got all the stream and everything, all the broadcast service set up. Anyway, go into the classic pump and dump tomorrow. Please don't despair. Martyn, your portfolio will rebound. Thank you so much indeed. It's been very, very hard for me at the moment because I'm trying to be mainstream media and I'm only investing in the S&P 500 to be completely impartial and honest with everybody. I've fully invested all my cash. I'm fully invested in all the margin and I'm fully in. And it's very, very painful now watching it go down. If you just tuned in and wondering how bad it is, that's how bad it is. I need $5,000 today. $7,500 this week, nearly $14,000 this month. It's serious, over $14,000 in the last 3 months. It's been a disaster, and I'm only in the S&P. And I, for integrity, don't trade on this account. I hold all my positions. I just simply keep buying for the integrity of the honesty of this channel. That's what I'm doing. But it's very, very difficult in my shoes right now. I am still bullish, but it's horrible getting closer and closer and closer to the magic M. Anyway, tariffs on tariffs on tariffs on tariffs. Solid economy policy. Yes, it's crazy. The tariffs are on, tariffs are off. It's a complete and utter debacle at the moment. There's no sense to it. There's one guy going around. I don't know if anybody's seen it. There's one guy going around every 5 minutes. He's on CNBC and Bloomberg, keeps saying, every day he's done it now for 4 days in a row, and it's absolutely driving me up the wall because I don't believe a word he says now. He comes on and he says, oh no, Trump's not doing the tariffs today. No, it's going to go away again. And then about 10 minutes later, everyone buys it. And then 10 minutes after that, everyone dumps it again. He does it every day and he's laughing and all sorts. It's as if there's a big game going on that everyone's playing with everything. The only thing that's winning right now is XRP, which is amazing. All the main companies, all the main indexes, everything's being destroyed. I don't know what the game is and who this guy is. Oh, I know who he is. He's one of the president's men, but he keeps coming on saying stuff. And every time he does, everyone goes, oh, it's going to be okay. Up it goes, and then 5 minutes later, straight back down again. Happens over and over and over again. Anyway, let me just get through the comments, and then I'll bring my next part on. What is your view? What's your view on the pump tonight or tomorrow? I'm still trying to work that out. I'm talking to people. I've got friends who provide me information, and I'm still undecided what to say to you. Won't dump if the SEC drops it. Where's your resistance levels and targets if it does break out? What happened to 100? 100. We can see a path to 100. We've explained that many times. Still feel that's possible. Anyone know the actual time of the SEC meeting? It's not an SEC meeting. It's a White House summit hosted by Donald Trump at the White House. There's no SEC meeting. The SEC meeting's already happened. We just haven't been told the result for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. You can draw your own conclusions. Anyway, tomorrow the event is, I'm covering it live for you at 12:30. This is the event tomorrow. If you want to book your front row seat tomorrow, here's the link for the show tomorrow. I'm going to cover it live. There it is. All the information, all the links, all the information and sources coming in live to you. This is the event. If you go there now, and if you want tomorrow's SEC event, the White House XRP event to be successful, go there right now. I've just given you the link in the chat. Tap the bell icon. That's a reminder so you won't miss it when we go live. We might go live early. All right, there might be a change in time. So you want to make sure you've rung the bell, because if I go live early, you'll miss it. All right, you won't know what's going on. Tap the like button, and if you want to, you can click the share here and share it out to more people. You might want to do that. All right, if you're very pro XRP and you want more people to know when the summit starts, you might want to do that. Okay. XRP will be manipulated for the next 4 years, then it will drop off a cliff. Martyn, why is SPY and SPX up today? Odd. I don't know. I've not even looked at those, Kazansky, honestly. New to this. Appreciate your information. Love Jiu-Jitsu. You're very welcome. We're here to help people, not to sell videos. $100 in 5 years. No, I think it's way quicker than that. Good evening, Martyn. King from Valletta, Malta. Lovely to have you here, XRP 2016. Not sure what that means. Anyway, hello from the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Wonderful to have you here, Martyn. I've played in Amsterdam at the Maxim's Piano Bar many times, the #1 piano bar in Europe. And I've been in Dam Square and had a wonderful time. Thank you for everything. You are welcome, 228. All the new buyers of XRP want it to happen in days. This will be a long game. S&P always increases year over year since forever. You're a good man. Hold tight. Hang in there, Martyn. Thank you very much indeed. I am. But there's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do. You know, I've put every single penny I have into the S&P. I believe in building things. I don't short stocks. I don't do options. I just buy the S&P 500. I believe in just never selling, buying dips, all in on margin when it crashes like this. I do everything I can to do the right thing, to build things. I don't ever like dismantling or going against progress. I'm afraid no one else feels like that right now, because if they did, we wouldn't have this chaos in the White House. We wouldn't have this absolute chaos in the stock market. I mean, it's awful. I'm seeing today Europe, Germany, they're just rallying. People are refusing to buy Teslas. Canada refusing to buy Teslas. And Europe's all bunching together and trying to sort of, okay, we don't need America. I mean, it's really the worst I've ever seen. I'm 55. I'm not 105, but I'm 55, and I don't remember a time when people have ever turned away from America like this. I mean, it's extremely divisive. But like I say, XRP is booming. When you consider how bad the markets are, Hang in there, Martin. Agree, Saab, in your long-term game. The market does not increase significantly tomorrow. XRP will fall to 170. So let me come back to the next part of our news then. XRP. So my next part of the news is this. I'm going to warn you. This is, again, we're not here just to always say everything's going up and everything's great. We're here to bring you the news so you can make an informed decision. I think what we'd like to do, before I bring you my next part, let's get busy right now, shall we? There's 600 of you watching, 582 with only 87 likes. Let's get busy. Let's share this out because we've really got to do well today. We've really got to do well. So shall we get things going? I think we should. Here we go. All right. Let's do it. 574, 596, 600 people essentially watching right now. We should have 300 likes. If we get 100, YouTube will share this out. I'm going to give it a like. There you go. 100. Let's go straight to 100. Come on, in 1 second. 98. Come on, everybody. Tap the like button. We need 300 likes to share this out so we can get a lot more people watching what's going on today. And then you can all be with me tomorrow live for the XRP Crypto Summit. All right? So 138. Let's go. We want 300, and then I'll bring you my next bit of news directly from JP Morgan. So there you go. Tap the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. Shall we see if we've grown our channel today? Let's have a little look. Our subscribers now. That's the event for tomorrow. We're covering it live. I'll give you the link. If you want to leave a like, a comment, and ring the bell for tomorrow, there is the live XRP Summit event tomorrow. There it is. I'm covering it live. Right, 72,630. Fantastic. We're on the way to 73,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Tap the like button. In fact, if everyone taps the like button, we might get to 73,000 today. That would be cool. Everyone click subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 73,000 subscribers live on the show today. That would be cool. 237. 242. Get to 300 and I'll bring you the news from JP Morgan around XRP and what we might get tomorrow. Right, the markets are starting to pick up a little bit. They're showing some support. Get to 300 likes and I'll carry on with the next segment of the show. We've got the Broadcom earnings as well tonight. You can't afford to miss that. We'll have a big audience from NVIDIA investors tonight. If you are an NVIDIA investor, Broadcom investor, you don't want to miss Broadcom tonight. Right, let's have a look. Have we got 300 yet? XRP is performing well. 256. 261. 39 to go. And we move on to the next part of the news. Tap the like button. This is great. 239. Sorry, 261. 39 to go. We're nearly there. How many people are watching now? 653. Fantastic. It's an XRP outperforming of the market today. Been a very, very tough day. Extremely tough for me. You know, will I get margin called? The answer is no, I won't. But it'll get very, very close. But that's the way these things are. If you are a bull and you invest, you can sometimes go to the wire. 282, 18 to go, 18 to go. Smash the like button. 11 to go. We'll carry on with the next part of our news from JP Morgan. 8 likes to go. Fantastic. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Let's see if we can get to 73,000 subscribers on today's show. Bringing you the live XRP event tomorrow. There we go. I think we're about to hit 300. There, we've done it. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Awesome stuff. All right, let's carry on. So, let me give you the things that you need. If you are wanting to watch XRP 24/7 overnight, we've got the XRP Watch. This is me in the studio. right now behind the scenes from the back camera. And as you can see, we are in the studio and we've got XRP chart on the screen. We've also got the technical analysis. This is live data. All the information, the buy zones, sell zones, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just playing some piano music. Listen. Just playing some background music in the 24 hours a day. So if you want to be part of this, we'll take this all the way through tomorrow and see what happens at the summit. You can chat with each other and be part. Now, it's a separate channel to this one. So there's a 99 cents paywall to chat because it's a members-only chat. You can watch, you can listen, you can see all the charts. But if you want to talk to anybody, it keeps the bots out. It keeps all the all the people that just come in to pump something and spoil it. So there is the link. If you want to join extra, I'll give you the extra link as well. All right, there's that. The next thing you might want, that's where we are live right now. Broadcom earnings. We're going to be there in about 70 minutes, 3:30. I might go a little bit earlier, depends. All right. So if you want to be part of Broadcom, I'll give you the link right now. The XRP Summit is pinned in the chat. There's the Broadcom Summit. You will be joined today by an army of NVIDIA investors. We rank #1 for this, so expect a big event on this one. That's coming up shortly after I've done this here with you. And we've got polls running over there. Okay, there's that. The next thing I want to show you is the XRP White House. This is tomorrow. We're going to cover this live. Let me give you the link for this as well. When you zoom out, this doesn't even look like a correction yet. What is buffer now? Oh, buffer. Oh, you want to know what my buffer is, Sensei? Okay, my buffer now is, for margin, is 39.78. $43,000. It's got to drop $43,000 before I get margin called. So I'm very comfortable with that. But even so, I'm all in. I want this to be over. I want this to be over. All right. Thank you, Sensei, for asking. Appreciate it, mate. So here's the White House tomorrow. Live broadcast. We're going to cover it all. Did I give you the link? It's pinned to the top. Let me give you that again in the chat. If you want to go and book your front row seat, click the like, ring the bell, and so on and so forth. We're on the way to 70. Oh, there we go. We're on the way to 73,000. We might do it in today's show. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do. We're trying to get to 73. We're trying to get to 100,000 on the 4th anniversary of the show, which is on the 20th of June. So 3 months away. And it would be a nice celebration for my birthday to hit, which is in a couple of days' time on Sunday, to get to 73,000. So that's really cool. Right. Let me now go on to the rest of the news. So if you've just tuned in, I brought some news at the beginning. I gave you this poll, first of all. And this poll here is on our community pages. I'll give you a link for that now. This trends on Google, which I'm very proud of, actually, that we trend on Google. #1 for XRP on this poll. The question I asked you, there's the community pages tab. Will XRP rally on the crypto summit? We launched this poll about, 10 minutes ago now, 15 minutes ago. When I last checked, it was 42 votes. 76% of you say yes, it will rally tomorrow on the summit. Let's have a look. Let's refresh the screen now. 42 votes. We've now got 95 votes, the same percentage. You still believe that tomorrow XRP will rally on the summit. All right, great. Now, if you tuned in at the beginning of the show, you will know I was talking about, will XRP finally break out? I'm not going to repeat that. If you want to see that part of the show, you can rewind. This is when I finished here, this is a past live stream. It lives forever on the channel. We never delete, we never edit anything. We leave everything there. So if you go to the homepage of the channel, this is what you do. This is the homepage where you're watching live right now. You see here, you scroll down and you'll see at the bottom, past live streams. Okay, past live stream. We covered the Lambridge earnings this morning. This will be here in a minute. So you can go back and you can watch what you've missed if you want to. I'm not going to repeat it now because I want to move on to the next section. All right. So we covered that. Then we talked about the SEC case being dropped. It does appear that it may have already been dropped. But again, there are people telling you it has because of Scaramucci's comments. This is it here. Rewind to the beginning of the video and you can see what I said. It may be the case has already been dropped, but they don't want it out. I'm not so sure that's true. Somebody would have leaked it surely, but apparently maybe not. It could be released tomorrow. They want to filter it out slowly. I don't know. Maybe to not pump and dump the asset. I don't know, but rewind it back if you'd like to see that part of that. But now I'm going to come on to the banking section. Now, this is important because this is where real investors are focused on, the banks. JP Morgan says XRP, SOL, and ADR inclusion in the US crypto reserve would be difficult. Now, just remember, everything that Donald Trump says when he signs these executive orders doesn't mean too much. That's his intention. It then has to go through the legal courts and get approved, passed through Congress and so on and so forth. So just because he says this is what's happening and we're having a summit and we're live on the telly and we're all talking about it, doesn't mean to say it's going to happen. Now, JP Morgan, who would benefit from this, who are involved in this, are saying it would be difficult. So is it going to happen? Or is it just a bit of noise and it would be difficult, but still happen? Let's have a look at what they say. JP Morgan sees a less than 50% chance of a US strategic crypto reserve gaining approval, citing congressional hurdles. It's got to go through Congress, particularly including XRP, SOL, and ADA. In such a reserve would be challenging due to concerns over risk and volatility, according to JP Morgan. Let me just get rid of that banner there for a minute. The likelihood, hello, bloody hell, these bloody adverts get all over the place, don't they? The likelihood of a US strategic crypto reserve gaining approval is below 50%. And tokens like XRP, Solana, SOL, and Cardano would likely not be included, according to JP Morgan. Now, that's interesting because JP Morgan, potentially, like Bank of America, could have been using it. They wouldn't want to put it down, but they are. Again, this whole space right now is littered with confusion and all kinds of manipulation. So who knows? Like I say at the beginning of the video today, you've been watching on CNBC and Bloomberg. I've been watching it anyway. I watch it on different screens as I'm doing this. Keep seeing a certain character from the White House, one of Trump's men, telling you every 5 minutes, Trump's not going to do the tariffs today. There's going to be watered down. There's going to be this. There's going to be that. And he always comes out saying it when the stock has gone down. The S&P I'm talking about, the overall market. Then 5 minutes later, everyone goes, oh, great, it's going to all be over. It rallies. Another 5 minutes, straight back down again. And every time I've seen this character giving information, he's laughing and just making up stuff. I mean, I've never heard anything like it. It's like we got an idiot just giving a press conference every 5 minutes, telling everyone. It's like a YouTuber coming on and pumping up the stock to get some ad revenue. I don't know what the point of it is other than manipulating the market. So is JP Morgan doing that? There's so much mistrust now. It's making it virtually impossible to trade. And even a long-term investor like me is getting pummeled. Anyway, we don't believe an approval of a US strategic crypto reserve is the most likely scenario. Assuming congressional approval would be needed, so the chance is less than 50% in our mind. Nicholas Zogolu, I apologize for the pronunciation, managing director of global market strategy at JP Morgan, told The Block. And if a US strategic crypto reserve is eventually approved, it will be difficult to include smaller tokens outside Bitcoin and Ethereum. As we argued in the report, the inclusion of such tokens would raise more concerns about risk and volatility. JP Morgan report published Wednesday noted that crypto markets initially rebounded sharply following President Donald Trump's proposal to include XRP and Solana and Cardano alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum in a potential strategic crypto reserve. However, the announcement was quickly met with market skepticism. Again, news comes out, pumps, dumps, the same thing over and over again regarding both congressional approval and the feasibility of including smaller tokens. The report also pointed out, let me just refresh the screen. The report also pointed out that a similar state level proposals for Bitcoin reserves have already failed in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming, where lawmakers cited risk and volatility concerns. Global central banks have also been hesitant. The Swiss National Bank and Poland's central bank have rejected Bitcoin as a reserve asset, while Singapore has dismissed cryptocurrencies and as incompatible with its long-term investment strategy. In addition, the European Central Bank's criticism of Bitcoin reserves highlights the broader skepticism among policymakers about the adoption of cryptocurrencies as reserve assets, the report added. So, let's look at it. We're talking about volatility and we're talking about manipulation. Well, look at the markets. Just look at the market. The reason why I'm all in on the S&P and the reason why I've gone all in with margin and so on and so forth is I'm bullish on the market because I followed the earnings reports, because I read the balance sheets, and yet the markets are selling off. Why? Because of uncertainty with tariffs. Now, that's okay, but is it all just a single decision? Or is it manipulation? Talk about volatility. XRP doesn't have it at all in comparison. Every 5 minutes, we see the markets go up, go down, go up, go down. Constantly. People coming out telling you the tariffs are going away. Oh, now they're not. Now they are. We've got importers today oversupplying, bringing in excess demand to get round tariffs. What that's going to do is it's going to explode GDP falsely, and then the Fed have to calculate how much was actually overbuying and so on and so forth. It's making it impossible to be able to trade, to be able to invest. You're just blindly guessing at the moment. So talk about manipulation. I would rather be in XRP right now. Can you believe that I'm saying that? I'm Mr. S&P 500. And I'm saying that XRP is less volatile when they're saying it's volatile and Bitcoin's volatile. Bloody hell, I would say the S&P 500 is far more unpredictable. I mean, look at this. You talk about things trading on emotion. Look at Tesla, an amazing business. You can't buy a Tesla now in Canada. They're putting 100% tariff on the car. We've got people setting fire to Cybertrucks in protest. Germany, Europe don't want nothing to do with Elon Musk. Europe turning against America, deciding to go it alone in the war against Russia. Look at the volatility there. It's down 32%. I mean, look at that. You talk about volatility. That XRP and all these things from the bank. Maybe I should sell all my S&P and buy XRP. I've got $300,000, $350,000. Who wants me? Shall I do a poll? That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll do it. No, I won't do a poll. I'll leave it where it is. I tell you what, I've got a poll running right now. Will XRP rally tomorrow? 72%, 863 votes. You all believe it will. Let's come back to that question. If you think I would be better in XRP, sell my S&P 500, $300,000, a third of $1,000,000, and buy XRP. If you think that's the best idea, sell all my S&P, $300,000, say yes in the chat. If you think no, I should keep my S&P 500 and not sell it and not buy XRP, put no. You can copy and paste, spam. So I want to see what flows up fastest. Will it be loads of yeses or will it be load of no's? Anyway. So crypto markets likely to remain under pressure. Well, like I just said, the S&P is far more volatile. Doubts over a US strategic crypto reserve, along with record crypto ETF outflows and other market factors, are contributing to near-term downward pressure in crypto markets, according to JP Morgan, analyst led by this gentleman I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to mispronounce it again. Seems kind of pointless. Bitcoin fell nearly 20% in February, accompanied by 3.5 billion in outflows from spot Bitcoin ETFs, the largest monthly outflow since their launch. The analyst noted that retail investors played a significant role in the decline, while futures data suggests institutional investors are also unwinding positions. Meanwhile, momentum traders have started building up short bets, adding to downside risk, according to the analysts. Right, what am I seeing in the chat? Am I seeing yeses? Yeses. Yeses would be, yeah. Sell all of your S&P 500, 300,000, a third of $1,000,000, and buy XRP. Yes, 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 yes. I don't see any no's. Let me have a look. Yes, 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 yes. XRP. Not seeing many no's. All yeses. At the moment, it's mortgage-free wannabe. It's copying and pasting. Let's see everybody else copy and paste. And let's see what stands out. Yes, no. Avissa is saying no. Let's see how it rolls through. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, do it live. You are chasing a falling knife with XRP, says Tim Rogers. Be diversified with 4 sectors. Nope. Yes, no, 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 yes, nope, 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 no. A few no's coming in now. Okay. Now we're getting some no's. Now we're getting some no's. Oh, we now got a super chat. If we get a super chat, it reads it out.
Savage Faith Creations donated $2 through a super chat. Listen to the voice in space. No.
There we go. If you want to have your voice, whether you say, if you think I should sell all my NVIDIA S&P 500, $300,000, and buy XRP instead. If you want to do it in the chat, you can do yes or no, or you can do a super chat like Stacey Bailey, and it will come on the screen and read it out just like that, and you can have your message. If you've got a message, are you bullish on XRP? Do you think it's all going to go down tomorrow? Do you think, like JP Morgan said, it's not going to get passed? Well, whatever your view is, you can share it on the screen. I think it's $1.99 and it reads out your comment. All right, let's carry on with the news then. Let's carry on with the news. There's a little update on the poll. The poll now says, can everyone tap the like button, by the way? We should have 500 likes by now. We're up to 370. Everyone tap the like button and consider subscribing as well. That'd be amazing. Right. So let's have a look then. Question was, will XRP rally on the crypto summit? We had 95 votes so far, 74%. Now this ranks on Google. So if you vote on this and share this, you'll see it on Google. All right. They often do. It's in the community tab on our YouTube page. There you go. Let's refresh the screen. $118 votes, still exactly 75%. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So it looks like to me it's split as yes and no's. It's not really, it wasn't overwhelmingly yes in the chat and it wasn't overwhelmingly no's. Okay. Just wanted to get your opinion on that. But that's 75%. Right. Let's carry on with the news. So we covered that. You can rewind that at the beginning if you were here earlier about the price prediction. We talked about Scaramucci at the beginning of the video. You can rewind that if you missed it. But JP Morgan, we got to this. Thank you, Arnell. Crypto markets likely to remain under pressure. Oh, I think we got some comments coming on the screen. Here we go. Jonathan Carter.
Jonathan Carter donated $4.99 through a super chat. Buy 10k XRP, keep rest in VU.
Interesting. $10,000 of XRP, keep the rest in VU. Jonathan Carter, one of my members for 2 months. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's see. I think we've got another one coming up in a second. Then we'll go back to the JP Morgan news. Let's have a quick look. Here we go.
Saab Shergill donated $5 through a super chat. There is no benefit to the strategic reserve if XRP and ADA are at their current price. They have to go up in price.
Yes, very true. The purpose of the reserve, or partly thereof, is Trump wants to make loads of money on XRP and Bitcoin and then sell it to pay the debt off. So is it a reserve if you sell it all? Would it crash the market? There's talk that Brad Garlinghouse would donate XRP to get a reserve. But would it be a reserve if it pumped up and they dumped it just to pay the debts off? Think about it. If Brad Garlinghouse donated XRP to the government, it wouldn't necessarily go up, would it? There would be an increase of supply. It would go down. Then people would buy it because it was on sale, or would they short it? And then at some point, if it goes up, then Trump dumps it all to pay off the federal debt. Then it goes back down again. So it's just like a tax. If you want to pay off the debt with XRP exploding by selling it to pay off the debt, well, the only way it explodes is your citizens, majority, I would imagine in America, buying it. And then they all lose because you dump it at the top so quickly. Everybody who bought it loses. That's exactly the same as just saying, give me some more taxes. Think about it for a moment. That's like taxing everybody in America, but just those that bought XRP. Is that ultimately a good idea? I don't know. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We've got half an hour before we do our Broadcom. I'm going to open the phone line. The phone line is open. Here is the link to call in as I bring you the rest of this news from JP Morgan. And I've got some more news as well. Here's the live phone in. You've got to be a member to call in. martynlucas.com/live. Password LucasAids100. Uppercase L, uppercase A. All right. Let me pin this in the chat so it will replace the summit. There we go. All right. Keep voting on the poll. All right. So there you go. The phone line is open. martynlucas.com/live. You don't require any software. Members only can call in. And the password is LucasAids, uppercase A, uppercase L, 100. It's in the chat. You can see it at the top there. Call in. But I would like to know that. Isn't it just like taxing everyone? You want to pay off the debt, so you basically tell everybody that XRP is now in the reserve. Everyone goes, oh, great. We like XRP even more. They all buy it. It goes up. It goes down because of dilution, because Brad donates XRP. It goes up. Trump goes, great, we can now pay off the debt. That's your money. They dump millions of it, billions of it to get the money back. That pays off the debt. That's great. But you're now all left holding the bag. And you've all lost money now, because when the government dump it, can you imagine? Vroom! 80% down. Obviously, right? Then what happens? That's the same as you just paying a tax. That's like saying, everybody in America that would have bought XRP, just give us 10 grand each. And we can pay off the debt. That's more honest. I mean, that is the potential for it. The only way it works is if you could get people from other countries, talk about stuffing it to other people though, right? Get other people think, oh, I want to be in on the American dream. Get them to buy it and dump it on them. And then you will buy it back when it drops. I mean, if you agree with that principle, call in. Phone lines in the chat. If you don't agree with me, and you think I'm wrong, then say so. Anyway, Bitcoin fell nearly 20% in February, accompanied by 3.5 billion in outflows from spot Bitcoin ETFs, the largest monthly outflow since their launch. The analyst noted that retail investors played a significant role in the decline, while future data suggests institutional investors are also unwinding positions. Meanwhile, momentum traders have started building up short bets, adding to downside risk, according to the analysts. Caution is also evident in capital markets strategies, formerly MicroStrategy. Latest $2 billion convertible debt issuance raises concerns about demand saturation, with increasingly investor-friendly terms signaling waning enthusiasm, the analyst noted, with strategic stock down 40% from its November peak and crypto miners raising large amounts of debt and equity. Appetite for new fundraising could decline further, the analyst said. Overall, with no immediate positive catalyst, crypto markets are likely to remain under pressure in the near term, according to the analysts. What do you think? Call in. What's your thoughts on that? Now then, last point here. Just what I've been saying a few moments ago. Why Trump's crypto reserve plan has experts worried. After taking a massive tumble in February, crypto markets rallied on Sunday following Donald Trump's announcement he would create a national crypto strategic reserve. Trump wrote on Truth Social that a working group would move forward on facilitating the strategic federal purchase of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and 3 other cryptocurrencies. Well, we know here at XRP, it was mentioned XRP, right? The announcement comes ahead of a White House first crypto summit on March the 7th. We're going to cover it live, and builds on Trump's fixation of crypto over the past year, which has included a crypto venture, a crypto czar position in the White House, and a Trump meme coin. Well, we know how rubbish the Trump meme coin is. It went up 70%, then now it's down 70%, so it's worthless. And lots of people are holding it now. I mean, that's what could happen to XRP, right? Or am I wrong? Does anyone agree with that or not? Do you agree or disagree with that? If you call in, we can have that discussion. So don't just be in the chat. Call in. After a massive tumble in February, the announcement comes ahead. Trump's fixation, which has included crypto venture, crypto czar. Oh, I just read all that. Bloody hell, read it twice. It is unclear whether taxpayers will fund the reserve, how big it will be. So what he's saying there is taxpayers, us, will buy the crypto reserve. And then he sells it on us to pay off the debt. So we have basically paid off the debt twice. If you think about it. Trump's strategic reserve announcement drew criticism from economists and even some crypto biggest boosters. The US has a long history of creating strategic reserves in key assets, such as oil, in order to ensure access and stabilize prices in times of crisis. But this crypto reserve seems fundamentally different in nature because it hinges not upon the asset's importance to the nation, but the idea that its prices will increase going forward, says Stephen Chihetti, an economist and professor at Brandeis International Business School, who has written skeptically about crypto for several years. Chihetti also called the idea of a strategic crypto reserve absurd. I'm surprised there's 800 of you and not one person. This is what worries me with crypto. There are 800 people here. You have the opportunity to talk to 69 countries. We have members in 69 countries in 14 languages, 783 people watching. Probably 100,000 people will watch this over the day, and not one person wants to call in and back up their investment by saying to me what they think about it. It's amazing to me. I find that amazing that nobody wants to call in and have a say. Incredible. This is your money after all. Amazing. Always amazes me. People sit in bro rooms and Reddit and stock twits talking bloody nonsense, get the opportunity to talk to the world. 100,000 people are going to watch this live stream over the next couple of days, and not one person wants to call in and have a say. That worries me. That makes me think. Yes, one man does. I'm not surprised, actually. I'm really chuffed about that. Here's a real investor in XRP. He wants to have a say. Saab, how are you, mate?
Hold on a minute. Let me get this volume sorted out.
Okay. You sort that out. Just mute it on YouTube and just come through the chat. There you go. So while you're sorting that out, the question I want to ask you, Saab, the purpose of the reserve. I can hear you twice. Still hear you coming through twice. So if you mute me on the, I can see you looking up in the air on the telly. So mute me on the telly, mute me on YouTube, and just have me coming through on your computer where you've called in from. Everything else should be muted and we'll be good.
I think I've got you open on a couple of things.
Oh, have you? You got a technical setup. All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's these things. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the question I want to ask you then, right, is it appears to me one of the plans to pay off the US debt would be to create a reserve.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
No worries. Let me come back to you in a minute. Let me come back to you when that way you can take your time then.
Yeah, let me sort that.
Yeah, we'll do that in a second. Right. So let me go back to. Oh, we got Tim calling in. We got Simon calling in. We got a few people now calling in who want to have their say. So we're going to have a discussion in a minute. So let me just read this, and then we'll bring everybody in. Then we'll have a group chat tonight. What is a strategic reserve? So we understand what we're going into tomorrow. In the past, the US has stockpiled scarce assets to protect against the supply disruptions. For instance, Congress created a strategic petroleum reserve in 1975 after the Arab oil embargo crisis caused gas shortages across the country and decimated the American economy. Creating a store of petroleum, its backers argued, would stabilize prices. The US also created strategic reserves of other goods like medical equipment, helium, and strategic reserves is for something that is essential either for national defense or national economic security. Chihetti says, what exactly is essential about Bitcoin in our lives that makes it so the US would want a reserve? I think the only reason they want this is they can sell it to pay off the debt. And if that is the case, it's basically like taxing everyone because we all buy it, it goes up, they dump it, it crashes, they sell it, they pay off the debt, but you've all just paid the debt off. So we basically paid the debt off by losing all our money. I don't quite get that. Anyway, why do crypto enthusiasts want a reserve? More crypto enthusiasts don't want to stabilize prices. Instead, they hope that a reserve would send prices shooting upward. Federal purchases of crypto would send a signal that crypto is here to stay, encouraging the other respected financial institutions to buy in. Other governments too might follow and lead and create their own reserves, further upping prices. Right, we've got enough people now for me to bring in an army at that a panel of guests, so we can have a proper debate about this before we go into Broadcom. So let me see what we've got here. We've got several guests. Let me put Saab in spot number 8. We'll put Simon in spot number 9. And we've got Tim Rogers in spot number 2 at the moment. Let me just adjust everyone's cameras a little bit. There we go. I'm going to zoom in Tim a little bit and take him there. And the other two look lovely, so we're all good. Right, okay. Welcome, guys. Saab, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm doing everybody? Well. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. And also, we've got Simon. Simon, where are you calling in from, Simon?
You must know me by now. I'm the UK.
Yes, I know, but people haven't seen you before, right? And Tim Rogers, where are you calling in from?
Lake Nona, Florida.
Lovely, Florida. Sorry, Simon.
I was just going to say to everyone that doesn't really know me, in the chat, I am Kent Paranormal.
Kent Paranormal. There you go. So Kent Paranormal is Simon. So now you know. Lovely stuff. Right. So let's float that idea just for a moment, because tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow, we're going to cover the live event. We're going to cover the reserve. Broadcasting allowed, there's no confirmation of how we're going to get the signal yet, but I'm going to make sure if it's available, I'll get it and bring it to you and everything else. We've got a poll running right now. 75%, nearly 1,000 votes say, yep, it's going to pump tomorrow. Like we just said, why do crypto enthusiasts want a reserve? We want the price to go up. We're just speculators buying to make profit, to sell it to make money. Okay, so is it really a reserve? The purpose of reserve is it just sits there and backs up the dollar, backs up something else. Well, if Trump uses our money, government money, taxpayers' money, and says, right, I'm going to buy a bazillion, trillion, bazillion dollars of Bitcoin, Cardano, and everything else, and XRP, voomf, it goes up like a rocket, and everyone goes, brilliant. Then everyone sells it and goes, I'm taking my profit. And then Trump goes, before everyone else sells it, I'm selling it to pay off the debt. Oops, now everyone who didn't sell it is left holding a bag. It will never go back there. So basically, you might as well just turn around to the country and said, can everyone donate 10 grand and we can pay off the debt? In my life, I've never seen free money come from anywhere. And this seems an attempt to get free money from everywhere, and everyone's out for themselves. This is like the OK Corral. The first day of the OK Corral, everyone's got a 6-bore shotgun and everyone's out for themselves, and it's absolutely crazy. We're all digging for gold and shooting everybody all at the same time. What the hell's going to happen? So let me go to Saab. What do you think about the reserve? Where's it going to go? What's it all about?
Yeah, look, the decisions have to be made. I think they're still doing deals behind the doors, and that's why it hasn't been dropped like every other case against the SEC. I think they're going to come up with some kind of plan that's not going to kill us all. But you know what? I didn't want this whole thing to go into the reserve, to be honest with you. This is cryptocurrency. We don't want it to be owned by the man. All right, so we want it to be independent. However, XRP is really a bridge between crypto and banking. It's not the same as everything else, and that's one of the reasons, honestly, that I got into that, because I feel that it has to go through certain stages before we get to full crypto. And it was going to be the first man that was going to be there, the first people that had regulatory clarity, and and it's the first one that's American based. We don't know if Bitcoin's where Bitcoin's from, even though it's great as a gold reserve. It's not the American the coin like everybody, like Trump saying he's like, I want it all to be American based. We don't know where Bitcoin's from, so I think XRP was the number 2 currency in the world from the beginning, and I'm a bit unsure honestly because I don't know what's going on.
No.
But once it gets in there, I'm sure. I've seen a few people explain, how much we would have to put in because we've got about 57 billion coins that are in the market right now, and we have the reserve, that's in escrow, and it'll be a deal from there that they'll just give them. I think that they'll just give them the money or give them the coins and allocate them to the government, and price is going to have to go up because the value is not there to be able to pay anything. The value is going to have to go up to about, honestly, if they want to pay off the debt, they're going to have to go up to like $2,000 to $3,000 a coin, an XRP. That's what's going to have to happen. If they're thinking of clearing the debt, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So they have XRP and they have ADA and Sol. Like Sol has still got quite a high value. ADA's only $1, and XRP is what, 259 right now. So they're going to have to be like at super high levels. So I think on the way up, if it goes up to 100, like we'll want it to go up to 100 in the next few years or next 5 years. That's going to take a lot of time, but we don't know what. To the honest truth is, we don't know what the deal is.
No, thank you for that, Simon. What do you think? Do you like the idea of a crypto reserve? How would it work?
To be honest, I don't do crypto, but what I am seeing with Trump at the moment is he's manipulating the market so much just to benefit himself. I think that's what I think.
A lot of people around the world certainly feel that way, and half America feel that way. If they're Democrat, they feel that way. If they're Republican, hardcore Republicans, they say, no, this is great for the country and it's all going to get better really quickly. Look what happened to the Trump coin. We know I got actual evidence and messages saying the Trump family were dumping the Trump media coin, the Trump coin at the inauguration when it was on its high, and now it's down like 80-odd%. Completely pointless. Anyone who bought that now has lost all their money. So
I mean, with the tariffs at the moment, he's playing games with the tariffs because he knows that.
Yeah. Well, it's if you believe that a tariff's a good idea, most economists don't. But if you do, if Trump thinks it's the best idea to have a tariff, you bring it in. Maybe you want to use it as a negotiating tool, and then we move on. We have a negotiation, and we've done it. But it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. And we've got people stockpiling, bringing in stuff. Where GDP is going to go through the roof. Poor Jerome Powell. I've no idea how he works out the GDP and all that. He's like, bloody hell, we normally buy 2,000 cars a year. I'm just making up a number. We just bought 1 million. Why is that? Because people want to avoid the tariffs. It's absolutely ridiculous. So no one knows what's going to happen. It's created such a bloody mess. I don't know where we start with it. It's just ridiculous. Tim Rogers, what do you think? A crypto reserve? What's it for? Is it just so we all just pump it up so they sell it and then we all just pay the debt off ourselves? What? How's that work?
Well, personally, I think it's almost like selling gold sneakers and a gold Bible. It's great in concept, but in reality, it's not going to happen because there's not enough reserves to support the theory behind it. America is not built on crypto. It's pretty much GameStop. It's more of a concept. And early this week, my feelings is I don't invest in anything that I don't know. I still cannot put my arms around it. And earlier your comment, well, do I sell out of the S&P into crypto or the XRP, excuse me. My feeling is this. That's something that you've always said that's something you didn't know. And I scratched my head and I'm like, now why is he doing this? Why? I said, the only thing that the administration is doing right now is just creating more havoc for the country and the world so he can step back and say, hey, I fixed the problems. No, you're creating the problems. Because people that have billions of dollars, they're not happy. You have people in positions of power in the White House that are saying to him, this is what you should do. They're all yes people. They know behind closed doors what is happening on Wall Street, what's happening to the average person out here. It's going to be a very challenging year. The individuals, the speaking heads that come on TV, they're talking about, well, you should do X, you should do Y. They're in position, they're comfortable financially. Go ask the average consumer out here what they're feeling. These tariffs have just created such a negative for the United States and what we built on.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's a very, very difficult, very good, difficult time. Have any of you been watching CNBC and Bloomberg? And I forget the name of this character now. He keeps popping on all the time. He's every hour or so he pops on, and he says the tariffs won't go ahead today, or Trump's about to do a deal with somebody. And every time he does, everyone thinks, oh, it's all going to be over, and it rallies. And 10 minutes later, straight back down again. I've never, my portfolio is just constantly up and down and up and down. There's no flow to it at all. No direction whatsoever. And you just start to feel we're being completely and utterly played. The Trump coin showed us the intention of that. Now the reserve, I just got no idea where to go. And you know my sentiment, I like building things. I don't short, I don't sell, I just buy, I just work, invest, save. All old-fashioned stuff like you, Tim, just buy the S&P, but bloody hell. I mean, I'm not sitting here terrified that I'm going to get margin call, but to constantly, because that's a long way to go. I mean, it could go there if it keeps going like this every single day, but it's just heartbreaking to see such nonsense, and people, and it seems like more and more people in Europe are going. I mean, Germany's booming. We got the UK; their stock market's doing great, and it's like people are forming alliances, going sod America. We don't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awful.
One of the things that frustrated me this week. I mean, we had our call earlier this week. And some people asked me today, well, Tim, are you going to buy? I said, no. They said, well, you always buy on the red. I said, unfortunately, the narrative changes in minutes now. It's not even in days. And I said, in order to make a investment decision, I said, you have to have good information. The information, it changes every hour. And it's based on one or two individuals. So from my perspective as an investor, I'm a long-term investor. I'm just sitting back right now. Now, don't get me wrong. If we have, let's say, 2 or 3 more red days, then I would go in and I would buy some more of the solid blue chip companies. Okay. However, the market needs to pull back for me to do that. But for the market to be up yesterday and down today, you have to ask yourself, what has really changed in the last 24 to 36 hours to send the market up 500, down 500? And as an investor, you have to figure that out before you invest in it.
No, I totally get it. Nothing's changed. And now we don't know what's happening with tariffs. How many people watching right now, right? Saab, you're an investor in XRP, right? So tomorrow they say, we're covering the news, and they say, right, we're going to have a crypto reserve, and everyone gets excited because XRP is now, an official currency, a reserve of the United States. It's happening. Remember, just because they say it, Congress have to then agree it, and according to JP Morgan, they ain't going to agree anyway. So we could just be talking rubbish anyway. But let's assume it's all good and everyone agrees and it all happens, and that's all good. And then we all get excited, and for some reason, Trump decides to use some money to buy some just to get it going and get some in the system, or Garling House donates it. If Garling House donates it, I'm assuming that's liquidate. That's what's the word I'm looking for?
Dilution.
Dilution. Yeah, thank you. That's dilution, right? So technically, when that happens, normally the price goes down. What happens then? We all buy. Let's assume it goes up. They got this reserve, this value's going up, and then we all just dump it. I got a funny, because the impression I'm getting from everyone is we're all. I mean, the fact that 75% of people are saying it's going to go up, and I've done so many of these polls now, that suggests to me that everyone thinks it's going to go up. More of a, if we will it, it'll go up. Like if we all say it's going to go up, it kind of encourages everyone to buy it. But secretly, when it goes up, I'm going to sell mine. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, it's like they say there's no honor amongst thieves. We're all sitting here, we're all together, we're all going to buy, and then someone's going to go, I'm out, and then poof, but we get back right down where we were again. What would you do if it went up to $10 tomorrow? Just sell it all and go, I've made a fortune, I'm done now?
Went to $10?
Yeah.
I'd sell probably 20%.
Oh, you sell 20%. Okay.
20%.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, going to take money off the table along the way, even though I don't want to. But you know, you this market now with this much uncertainty, if you don't take profits, you're just stupid.
Thanks a lot, mate.
No. Look at it. We're all sitting here on a red day. We're all scared, right? We're all feeling it. We are, and look, we're here to make money at the end of the day, right? And you know, if we miss these times. And don't take any profit and have any margin of safety, then, you know, what are we doing here?
We are here to make money, but sometimes, and I have this conversation to myself or Leah throughout the breaks and the lunch breaks and whatever, so I actually physically felt sick this morning, even though I'm a long way from margin call. It's getting closer every day, right? Every day, right? Down and down. And I can't buy anymore now. I mean, that's it. Every penny gone, margin gone. I'm done till I get paid, and then that'll be my little bit to bring me up again. I'm all for you. We're investing to make money. I get it, right? That's okay. And you can't make money until you trim off the top. You can't make money to take profit. I get it. Some healthy trading is fine, but this isn't healthy trading. This is no one's investing in anything. We're pumping up, we're jumping down. We're pumping up, we're jumping down. And everyone's just running around like headless chickens. In my opinion, at least the S&P should be, we know it goes up and, but it trends upwards generally, right? And a little down and up again, and a little down. That's growth, that's businesses growing, profit taking along the journey. But I don't feel we've got that anymore. We've got complete chaos. No one's investing in anything. Look at the price of Tesla now and Nvidia. It's going down the toilet.
It is. Look, but what I have to emphasize is XRP is not the same as the S&P, so we can't compare apples to oranges.
No,
right? XRP is different. It's completely different. The S&P, to stay in the market and stay solid, it's going to come back. It has to come back. And what Tom Lee says. The majority of gains of both stocks and Bitcoin, you make in 10 days.
Yeah.
When it goes to the bottom and it just bounces back up, you're going to be in a great position in about a couple of weeks.
I know.
Because you bought.
I hope so. I just want to get to that day.
You're going to be back up there. It's going to come back. My Tesla's looking a bit hairy, but my long-term thesis on that still stays true. He's going through these hard times right now, but it'll come back. But I think the S&P is going to do just fine. If you go back in history, that 10 days. People pull out of the market and then they miss all their gains for that year.
Absolutely. And then they're chasing it. Now they lost twice, lost on the way down, lost on the way up. Let me bring in a new guest. I've never seen this gentleman before. It's Jim. Hello, Jim. How are you? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Bushey in Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire. Oh, I know Home Lacey very well. I did the tour of the Warner hotels all over the UK, and Home Lacey and all those lovely places. I did all the special weekends, the 80s weekends when I was singing. Yeah, wonderful. Jim, are you an investor in XRP?
Yeah, quite large. I call it large. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, mate, we've got investors with $1. We've got investors with $1 million. It's large to you. That's all that. It doesn't make no difference.
Exactly.
Mate. It's a percentage. If you've got $1 million or $1 and it go up 10%, you've made exactly the same as everybody else. It's just as important to you. So what do you think about the, because you're from England, right? So what do you think about the, reserve in the United States? Trump's idea. What do you think about that?
Well, I actually think that he's going to put XRP out there quite big, okay? And I think he's going to try and take over Swift, and that's the way they're going to make money.
Yeah, we all agree with that. That not necessarily take over, but work alongside Swift and maybe one day replace it, perhaps. But yeah, we all agree with that. That's the purpose of XRP. That's why we talk about it so much on this show. We're not a crypto channel. We're an investment channel of everything.
100%.
Yes, but we do like XRP because of the nature, the fact that banks, institutions, governments, and so on and so forth are in it. That's why I talk about it. I don't talk about Binky Bonk and Fartcoin, and I'm just not doing to that.
No.
Yeah, that's a complete waste of time.
Meme coins don't count.
No. But so, yeah, I feel the same way. But what do you think, though, about the idea of a reserve? The idea is he wants to him and Elon Musk came up with this idea of let's make some money on crypto, and then we can make loads of profit and we can pay off the reserve. But then, of course, you've got the biggest dump in crypto history in the history of the world. Can you imagine? You get whatever the debt is, it's trillions, and then go, we're selling everything to pay the debt off tomorrow. I mean, it would be an absolute nightmare.
Okay, so in any business, you've got to have an exit strategy. And I've set my price of my exit strategy. So I don't care if it goes 10 times higher than what my exit strategy is. Once I get to my exit strategy, I'm done.
Okay.
To be fair.
Well, that's very sensible. That's very, very sensible. I agree with that. And it's just a bit scary, though, if the government feel the same way. If the government dump it all, that's the only trouble.
Yeah, but they're going to leave behind, like you say, it's going to take on Swift and work alongside. It's going to leave a legacy of still being able to earn money and still go forward.
Okay, all right. See, where I see the money being made is by the banks and institutions, the financial sector. So like we thought, and we still think that Bank of America are using it, even though they're not admitting to it yet. So every time they transact and do transactions, there's money going to be made for them. Oh, hello.
Savage Faith Creations donated $2 through a super chat.
Avgo, don't worry, Stacey. Thank you. She's reminding me. Hello, Martin. Avgo, Broadcom earnings. She's thinking, I know you might end up missing it. And she's right. I probably could end up missing it. I'll be chatting away and go, oh my God. The Broadcom earnings goes live in 15 minutes. So yes, thank you, Stacey. I'm on it. All right. So yeah, so we think that institutions are going to make the money. That's what we believe. My concern, though, is what we saw it with the Trump coin. We've seen it with DJT stock, DJT, Donald Trump stock, which was basically an acquisition, a holding company for the Truth Social. It's still just sitting there as a big pile of cash. That hasn't really been much of an investment. It's a good trading momentum gamble stock, but not much more than that. And I'm just worried that, Elon Musk, who's close to Trump, he loves Dogecoin. He tells you it's a bit of fun. He likes to pump it and then dump it. It's like we've got the people at the top of power playing around with the state reserve, the country reserve. It's getting a bit ridiculous, in my opinion, from a sensible investment strategy point of view. And if we all get excited and we all buy it tomorrow, it goes up and everyone buys it. Not saying tomorrow it would go up and then sell off tomorrow and that's the debt paid off. I don't think that for a second. But I'm just looking to the future and trying to understand so we can look forward till tomorrow. So let me get everyone's final thoughts on this, and then we're going to end this stream and go over to the Broadcom earnings. We're going to cover the Avgo Broadcom earnings. Really important. Massive company alongside Nvidia. So let me give everyone their final thoughts. Jim, thanks for calling in. Jim, give me your final thoughts then.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
No, thank you. Give me your final thoughts. Anything you'd like to say to the world before I let you go?
Do 5 laps tomorrow.
Oh, you've been watching my walk and talk, have you? Oh, that's nice.
I do, yes.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
do.
Yeah, I've ordered. Oh my God, you wait till you see it. I've ordered off Amazon like a harness, right? So it's a pack which I wear with a pole sticking out, and I can put my phone on a pole looking back at myself, so I can swing my arms and it will hopefully stabilize, and then I can have a clip-on microphone, a lapel microphone with a wireless thing, so it will sound better, look better, and everything will be great. And I'll be walking around my home, my streets, people, my neighbours going, look at that bloody idiot. And then I'll have lights on the top, I'll have a monitor speaker system, and a drum on my back, boom, 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 psh, psh.
As long as you're not pushing the piano.
That's bound to come next, isn't it? Jim, thanks for calling in. Stay on the phone. I'm just going to go around everybody. Tim, your final thoughts, mate.
Thank you.
I teach negotiations with executives. A win is a win, and sometimes by doing nothing, you're winning. So as far as investing goes right now, there's so much uncertainty. Just stay on the sidelines for a while until we get better information and better guardrails right now for any investor. Those that have $1 million, those that have $10 right now. There's no reason to rush into anything right now because we just don't have enough information to really decipher. And when you start seeing the big banks sell off the way they've been, they have the inside information. They know, and when they sell off, they're being very cautious. So I would say, hey, we're all winners as long as we're not selling by being emotional, and don't add more money right now until you have better information.
You know what, Tim? We normally align pretty much. We disagree on a few things, but we normally align. But today, I 100% align with you, and I can see me doing exactly that in another 5 years' time. Exactly. You know that I'm all in on the S&P, which is a sensible investment, and but you don't like the fact I've gone so much all cash, all margin, everything. I'm just every penny. I even sold my Robinhood Gold card yesterday to get another 3 shares of the S&P.
Yeah, I heard that this morning.
Yeah, you heard about that? Leah's going up for sale next week. That'll get me another couple of shares. I mean, everything's being put in. Because I'm trying to grow it as quickly as possible. And like Saab said, it will go up. All you do is survive. Then you got to just earn the money on YouTube to pay it down. You'll be all right. But I can see when I get a nice $1 million portfolio, me doing exactly that. No margin anymore. $1 million going, do you know what? There's a bit of noise in the world at the moment. I'm just going to put it in at 4%. I don't need the stress. I don't need the drama because I'll be like you then. I'll be that similar age and I'll be the similar time. Let me just clear these alerts over poor Saab's face. Sorry, Saab. We're getting so many subscribers. Poor old you taking the brunt. So, you know, I'll be in that position and I'll go, do you know what? I don't want the stress because even though I tell myself I'm going to be okay because my biggest investment's me, I'm growing still, I'm earning the money, seeing the declines, even though it's not a loss until it's a loss, it's even though I'm breathing, going, relax. I don't know if it could go down 50% tomorrow. It could, right? It really could. So it is stressful. And I don't want the stress. Stress is a killer.
Right.
And as I get older, I've got $1 million. I don't want this stress just because I want to get in and get more and sod it. So I'm right with you, mate. I'm fully aligned with you. Yeah. I reckon a few more years, I'm going to be exactly doing what you're saying right now. And I bet you'll be glad to hear that. I can see straight away. Simon, final thoughts from you. We got to go to Avgo in a minute.
Well, so I just want to say to everyone, with everything that's going on at the moment, stay strong, stay positive, stay focused as well. And when you're going out on your walks, and doing your exercise, Martin, get yourself a blower as well, and have blower wars with your neighbours, and that'll be some good exercise for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is really going to end well, isn't it? Yeah, so I can see people, just going berserk. What's this bloody idiot doing? All right, final thoughts. Good for you to watch as I get arrested by the police when my neighbour's running around. But yes, Saab, final thoughts, mate.
I can see you dying to get investing into separate stocks, Martin. Sometimes I'm watching you and you're like, oh, that's a buy for me. And I can see you trying to get back into a little bit of trading. But you're building your bags. I can see it. And when you get up there, you'll be going back into individual stocks because you got way more information than you did the last time you tried around. And you'll be like Tim. You'll be buying your shares here and there. As far as XRP, guys, if it goes up to $10 tomorrow, sell a bit because it's definitely going to go back down, and make a bit of money, and then get back in.
I have to admit, it seems bonkers to have relationships with the CEOs, have them on the show. You can see what's going on as much as anyone can, and do absolutely nothing and just keep telling everybody how wonderful Gorilla is, and it goes up 300%, then this and then that, and all I'm doing is sitting on the S&P going down in margin. It's like, what is the point of being me? I get it. But, at the end of the day, I've been lucky on those predictions, but then they could have gone the other way, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, hang on, I just muted you.
Should put a timeline on when you're going to stop when you get to $1 million or when you get to $2 million, then you can get back into a little bit of trading.
Might be fun, just a little bit, wouldn't it? Little bit.
Nothing wrong with that, mate.
All right. Okay. We're going to go over because Stacey Bailey is going to give me hell up if I don't. So here is the Avgo, because it's her request. She paid $5 for this. She paid good money. She paid $5. So there you go. We always put our members first. If you're watching going, what? You've got 593 people watching. You've got 8,054 come to the stream. And you're going to end it for $5? Yeah, because one of our members requested it. And that's how it goes. So there you go. Put that in your bloody pipe and smoke it. Right, here we go. So the Avgo earnings. Let me just pin that to the top. There you go. Replace the pin. If you stay right where you are, you'll come with us. We can carry on talking XRP in the chat. You can also listen to the Avgo earnings, Broadcom, Nvidia. It's very important stuff. And then we'll see what comes next. And then tomorrow, of course, you've all got the link now. Everyone. What was that?
I'm going to get a...
Oh, all right, guys. See you later. All right. Bloody hell. Bye-bye. I wanted a professional fade. You spoiled it. Let me fade it. Goodbye. There you go. I say goodbye. You don't say goodbye. I say goodbye. Bloody hell. What's that like? All right. There we go. Let me now go to... They only had to wait another 10 seconds, didn't they? Then they could have had a nice professional fade. But no. They all got a bit leery and went, time for us to go. You don't... I pull the plug. It's my bloody show. Anyway, right, here we go. Let's send everyone now over to Avgo, and we're going to go into the earnings. Thank you very much indeed. That's it from me. Just stay with it. Do what you got to do. Do what's right for you. And we're now going to do the Avgo earnings. All right, folks. Join me now for Avgo. This is the event. You've got to see it. Broadcom. You can't miss it. This is the event. We're going to be live there in 3 minutes, which is right now. And that's it from me. Thanks ever so much. Stay where you are. The link's in the chat, pinned to the top, or it'll take you there automatically, or you can look on the homepage of the channel. That's it. All right. Take care of yourselves and each other. Tomorrow is the big summit. We'll be there live. Donald Trump right next to me here in the studio. Oh, yeah. World exclusive. Take care. Bye-bye for now.